So, life is rough and it can be a bit burdening, and it's good to have the kind of friends who pat you on the back and say, it's all cool, it's not as bad as you can think. Because sometimes all the burdens and the harsh stuff, they do get to you, and sometimes you need a lot, and it can change the way you look at things and view things with a negative filter. That's not good. And it takes a lot of friends to say, hey, it's not as bad as all that, and to show you the good. And and it's really good to have a lot of those kinds of friends. But then there's the other kinds of friends you need. The ones who maybe they can give you a pat on the back and tell you that everything's all right. But at the same time, they're the kinds of friends who they're willing to hurt your feelings in the short term in order to help you benefit in the long term. Now, it's one thing if they're the kind of friends who just diss you and bash you all the time just for the sake of it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the kinds of friends who see you not taking responsibility, who see you going down an unproductive path, and they say, what the hell, man? Pull yourself together. The reason you're stuck in this mess is not because of somebody else, but because of you. They're the kind who point out your flaws, your faults, but always from a place of love, because they love you so much that they don't want to see you continue in that. They want to see you be better. I think it's really important to do that, to have those kinds of friends. I do have those kinds of friends. Some my family, some my members of church. Where did I learn English? Some of them are my friends, some of them are my family. Some are some people from church. I do have all the kinds of, oh, there, it's all right kinds of friends. And some of those, and I have some of those, what the hell, get yourself together kinds of friends. And sometimes they all overlap. There's a lot of crossover. Maybe you don't know if you have those kinds of friends. Maybe you're afraid of making things uncomfortable. But I say get some courage and get people, ask one of your friends after you've spent some time with them and say, what do you think it is that I really need to work on? What is the biggest thing holding me back in life? And be prepared to hear something that you don't want to hear, but know that they're saying this. If they're your friends, they're only saying this because they care about you and they want to see you do better. Because if they aren't your friends, then they just want to maintain the peace and they'll keep the status quo. And you might go your whole life and things wouldn't have changed. And you'll be wishing that somebody came along and told you, you've got to work on this. You're not going anywhere. Now it's an ever-evolving process. Certainly, it is for me. But find those kinds of friends, because they're going to serve you well in the long term, and not just the ones who don't want to cause any trouble. I'm hesitant to say I'm not sure if those people even are your friends, the ones who are worried about offending. But then again, that's a completely debatable point. So, just a short passing thought.